Everyone. So today we'll be studying about mitochondria. Okay. So mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why is it known as the powerhouse of the cell? See, powerhouse of the cell means what? It provide energy. Okay. It provide energy or power to the cell. Okay. That's why it's known as powerhouse of the cell. So moving further, now mitochondria is a double membrane organelle that is responsible for producing ATP energy in form of ATP. Okay, through cellular respiration. Okay, through various cellular respiration. That's why it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so now mitochondria are double membrane organelles. Okay, what are these organelles? Now, these organelles are specialized subcellular structure found in eukaryotic cell, in some cases in some prokaryotic cells as well. You can see these are the organs of the cell, like you have different organs on your body. Similarly, these organelles are the organs of the cell. They carry out proper function and each organelle has a different function for the survival and growth. They are necessary. Okay. Then the discovery and history. The mitochondria is discovered by Richard Altman in 1890, but it was termed or named by Carl Benda. Okay, so both are different scientists. Okay, so discovered by Richard Altman and named by Carl Benda. Okay. Then coming to the structure of mitochondria. Now mitochondria, as we read, it's a two membrane structure or double membrane structure. Okay, so it has one membrane outside, that is the outer membrane, and it has an inner membrane as well. Okay, now this inner membrane has inward foldings. Okay, you can see these inward folding. These inward foldings are known as cristae. Okay, these inward foldings are known as cristae. Now the space in the inner membrane, okay, this is known as the matrix. Okay, inside the inner membrane, the entire space is known as matrix. Now the space, see here you can see there is a space between inner and outer membrane. Okay, that is known as intermembrane space. Okay, you can see this is the intermembrane space. Okay. Then moving further to the unique features of mitochondria. Okay, what are the unique features of mitochondria? First, we saw that they are double membrane. Second is they have their own DNA and they have their own ribosome, that is 70S ribosome. They have mitochondrial DNA. Okay, now these DNA are circular in nature, similarly like the prokaryotes, and they are self-replicative or self or semi-autonomous. Semi-autonomous means halfly independent. Okay, so now there is this endosymbiotic theory. Okay, what is this theory? So this theory suggests that, so basically what happened earlier, mitochondria and chloroplast were independent free living prokaryotes like bacteria. Okay, so it might have happened that some ancestral eukaryotic cell engulfed them. Okay, so now this is the mitochondria. See, this is the mitochondria. Wait a minute. This is the mitochondria. Okay, then now this is the ancestral eukaryotic cell which is engulfed it. Now after engulfing it, they both developed a symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship as in mitochondria giving the energy and power to the cell, and eventually the cell eukaryotic cell keeping the mitochondria safe from the external environment. Okay, now over time what happened, they lost the independence of being alone. Okay, now that's why they became semi-autonomous organelle. Okay, earlier it was believed that they were completely independent, they were replicating like bacteria only. Once they were engulfed, they lost their independency and became semi-autonomous. Okay, semi-autonomous organelle, it means that it is not completely independent, but somewhat half independent. Okay, then coming to the function of mitochondria. So main function of the mitochondria, first is the ATP production, that is the aerobic respiration. Then we have regulation of metabolic activity. Then they are also responsible for apoptosis. Apoptosis is a process which is called as programmed cell death. Okay, so this programmed cell death can be due to various situations, like if cell is reacting in a different unusual manner, or it's to control certain growth, then the cell gets a programmed cell death machinery. It means the cell programmed to kill certain cells. Okay, now they are also responsible for calcium storage and heat production. Okay, they are also responsible for heat production. This is related to ETC. Okay, electron transport chain. Now, cellular respiration, the main stage is glycolysis. Mainly the glucose is converted to pyruvate, which occurs in cytoplasm. But the Krebs cycle, also known as TCA cycle, which occurs in matrix of the mitochondria. Okay, it also releases ATP. Okay, then we have electron transport chain that occurs in inner membrane or intermembrane space. Okay, intermembrane space, this entire process occur. So now this is also another process, helps in the production of ATP by proton pump. Okay, proton pump. Then of course it is directly linked to the ATP production. Okay, now coming to sudden question, what are cristae? Cristae are the foldings of the inner mitochondrial membrane. Okay, we read it earlier. Now they project into the mitochondrial matrix and greatly increase the surface area of the inner membrane Okay, now where does the Krebs cycle occurs? The Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondrial matrix. Okay, in the matrix, certain enzymes which are involved in ETC are dissolved in mitochondria. Okay, but in prokaryotes it occurs in cytoplasm. As in prokaryotes, there is no mitochondria present. Okay, then why are mitochondria semi-autonomous, means halfly independent? Okay, because first we saw they have their own DNA. Okay, then this allow them to produce their own protein and own RNA. Okay, then they have own ribosome, that is the 70S ribosome. Like bacteria, they can synthesize some protein independently. Then they also have own protein synthesis machinery that can transcribe and translate their own genes. Then they have self-replication capacity. Mitochondria can divide by binary fission like bacteria, that is independent of cell cycle. Okay, rest all divides in the cell cycle, but it can divide by binary fission as well. Okay, then but again, like we saw, it's semi-autonomous. Okay, not fully autonomous. That's why mitochondria is not completely independent. It depends on the nucleus. Why? because mitochondria encode only 13 protein in human, and that is all related to ETC, okay, that is electron transport chain. But over thousands are encoded by nuclear DNA, okay, thousands are encoded by nuclear DNA synthesized in cytoplasm and then again imported to mitochondria. That's why they are known as semi autonomous. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.